Firefighter Fun.
And I'm Firefighter Smiley.
And we're here today to teach you about fire safety at the Chapman Residence Halls.
Before anything happens or a fire happens, you should always be prepared. First thing you should do is locate all the fire exits and fire alarm locations in your residence hall.
It's something to do the first day you move in, to be acquainted with the hall in case of an emergency situation. If there is a fire, no matter how small the fire is and how contained you think it is, it's important to pull the fire alarm and then call public safety as soon as possible.
There is a type of fire that can be extinguished with a fire extinguisher, but you should be able to know and identify that kind of fire. Typically, that one is contained in a small wastebasket or a small area of some kind.
One thing to remember is PASS, P-A-S-S. The P stands for pull the pin on the extinguisher.
The A stands for aim the hose at the bottom of the fire.
The first S stands for squeeze the handle to activate the extinguisher.
The second S stands for sweep the extinguisher back and forth at the base of the fire. And this is specifically for if you have to use a fire extinguisher. You do not always have to extinguish on your own. You should generally just pull the fire alarm and call public safety immediately if there is a fire that's taller than somebody that could try and extinguish it, if there is smoke filling up the room and decreasing visibility, if the temperature in the room is increasing, and if the oxygen in the room is depleting.
You are required to always leave your room when you hear the fire alarm ring. It is not up to you to tell whether it is a false alarm or not. No, never pull the fire alarm if there is not a fire. There are some severe repercussions that will happen if you do a false alarm. You can get kicked out of Chapman, so do not do that. But remember, you will never get in trouble for pulling the fire alarm if there is really a fire. Never.
Even if it's a small fire, don't hesitate. It's always better to be safe than sorry. If there's a fire in a room and it is not controllable, then you must immediately close all the doors, but do not lock the doors. Close all the doors in order to contain the fire so that it doesn't spread to other areas of the
Fire! Fire! Smiley! Leave immediately! Leave! There's a fire!
No, it's just a false alarm. There's been 7 this week. It's so annoying.
How do you know it's a false alarm? Didn't you hear about that case in New Jersey?
Oh yeah, Bullen Hall, January 19th, 2000. And remember, once you finally exit, remember to follow your resident advisor and all the other students who are following your resident advisor outside away from the fire, where you can wait until somebody, the fire department or public safety, comes and tells you that it's safe to re-enter. South Orange, New Jersey. 2 boys in the first floor of their dormitory lit an old banner that they did not agree with.
Students who saw the fire didn't know anything about fire safety and decided to put out the fire by putting blankets on it, which only perpetrated the fire even further.
Many other students who were sleeping or heard the fire alarm once it was finally pulled did not believe that it was a real fire either, since there had been so many false alarms earlier in the week. This stresses the importance of taking fire alarms very seriously. In all, 5 people died in this fire, and the
The deaths were easily preventable if they would have simply left their room and followed the simple fire safety procedures.
Now to wrap up our video, remember, as soon as you move into your dormitories in Chapman, make sure that you are and where the fire alarms are in case you need to pull them.
If you have any questions, feel free to talk to your RA or resident director.
You can always ask public safety as well. There's also a fire safety page on the Chapman website.
We may not be able to prevent a fire from happening, but we sure can prevent you from getting hurt.
And that's it for today.